Does God make you want to sing? If so, stand up.
Father of my faith, mother of my love, let me find your spirit in all I'm dreaming of. You will be my compass, you will be my guide. I find you within me, with you I coincide. Father of my faith, mother of my love, let me find your spirit here in all I'm dreaming of. You will be my compass, you will be my guide. I find you here within me, with you I coincide. I find you here within me, with you I coincide.
Keep going.
All good, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. And you know all is good, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All love, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is love, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All one, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is one, holy, holy. All God, holy, holy. All God, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is God, holy, holy. All good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy. All in my mind, in my heart, in my soul. Let me know all is good, holy, holy.
Good morning. Good morning, all of you wonderful people here in the room, in the balcony, and those that will join us at a later time and space. It is so good to see all of you here this morning. Welcome to Unity Church of Overland Park. I'm Reverend Eileen Stulak. I serve as the Associate Minister of Operations here at the church, and it's a pleasure for me, as always, to do that.
I'm Reverend Jen Dickey. I am the Assistant Minister of Community Connections.
There you go.
So newer position, I'm getting used to it. It's a mouthful, but it's coming together. So grateful that each and every one of you are here. Let's give it up for the band. We have Danny Cox who's here, Joseph who's here. Joseph's over there. We have Reverend Fred, the amazing Reverend Fred, and we have Terry and James and Brian as well. In addition to Amanda, who's here for ASL interpretation. We're so glad you're here this morning.
And this morning, if you're not aware ahead of time, if you hadn't seen the promotions, this is Pulpit Swap Sunday at UCOP and at Smooch. Reverend Jackie Fernandez, our senior minister, she is just up the road, maybe a couple of blocks at the Shawnee Mission Unitarian Universalist Church, being with their community, offering them a wonderful lesson, just as she always does for us here. And we are thrilled to welcome the minister from Smooch, Reverend Rose Schwab. And I'd like to share a little bit about her with you, and so then the rest of the service and time with her can just flow with ease and grace. And so, as I said, Reverend Rose is the minister at Smooch. She brings to her ministry a passion for environmental and social justice, healthy systems, and the belief that one congregation can have a profoundly powerful impact on the world. She also brings a love of music-centered, intergenerational, embodied worship services, which aim to truly transform and inspire all who partake. Prior to being called unanimously to Smooch in 2016, she trained for 10 years in the ministry. And although she started working at church and church camp when she was 13, her dedicated studies started with a degree in religious studies at Bate College in Maine, where she earned the Willis Award for excellence in reading the Bible. So a minister reading the Bible, how's that sound? You know, Reverend Jackie's kind of taken her hiatus from that this year, but so, welcome into the space of that. She went on to receive a Master of Divinity degree from Union Theological Seminary in New York City, and afterwards worked as the ministerial intern at the First Unitarian Church of St. Louis, then as a chaplain resident at the University of Minnesota Hospital. Reverend Rose has lived and she's traveled all over the world, finding friends and meaning wherever she has gone. And the way she puts it, she now lives in quiet Kansas City, Kansas, with her spouse, Anna. And so would you please join with me in offering a wonderful, warm welcome to Reverend Rose Schwab. And so let's begin, as we always do, with a time of prayer. And, there's lots of challenges in this world, right? And we can pick and choose any number of those that catch our heart's attention. And we do wonderful work, both communities. I think we are both beacons of light in Johnson County and beyond for the work that we do to try to further the ideals of social justice and equity and so on and so on. And there comes a time when maybe we just want some comfort, just some individual comfort from what can sometimes feel like hard and long work that we're called to do. And so tomorrow's daily word caught my attention because it is about comfort, and so I'm just going to pull a few phrases from that as we begin our time together. And so in whatever way is comfortable for you and by whichever name you may call it, let's just take a moment to center into that presence of what I will call spirit. That presence and energy that is alive and active within each and every one of us and in each and every one and everything all around us. And so I invite us all to hear these words, receive these words as words of your own heart. The comforting presence of God is with me always. The comforting presence of God is with me always. And I may forget that. I may forget when those difficult moments come. And yet God is never any further away than my next thought, my next breath. Because even in life's darkest moments, the light of divine strength, love, and wisdom glows in my mind. It glows in my heart. And so right now, in this moment, I release all and any fear or worry or anything that would stand in the way of my knowing that Spirit is right there. knowing that my spiritual strength overcomes my human weakness, that the warmth of God's love replaces the feelings of hurt and loneliness, and that the clarity of divine wisdom shows me the way forward. And so whether I'm in the presence of those that I love and those who love me, I also know that even in a moment of solitude, I am comforted knowing that I'm never, never without God. The comforting presence of God is with me always. And so it is. Bless the prayer request.
So in this time and in this space too, we take a moment to continue in prayer, blessing all of the requests that we have in our hearts, those prayers that have been spoken and unspoken, knowing that they are all heard, and knowing ultimately that all of our needs are met. So we declare this as a sacred time. We take those moments to be in communion with Spirit. For all this and so much more, we are grateful. Now I invite you to join me in the words of
Our prayer for protection.
our
There is
one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. God, the source of all good. Amen.
I'll take you there. I'll take you there. Baby, I'll take you there. I'll take you there. I'll take you there.
Whoa. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Ellis.
And I'm Tony, and we have a few announcements for you.
A few reminders of meeting reminders. Our Yarn Blessing group will not have their usual teaching next Sunday, since it's a holiday weekend. The next social gathering will be on Monday, September 18 at 6 p.m. here in the cafe. Bring your craft and join in community with others. And then next Saturday, September 2nd at 8:30, the men's group will meet at the City Market, or at the Lenexa Public Market, I should say, and everyone can enjoy breakfast, and then we'll move next door to the library for a group discussion.
Okay, we have a save the date, which is September 24th. Fall Faith will kick off with a rock and roll Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, Terry, that's for you. If you're interested in leading a small group discussion during the weeks of the series, please put your name on the sign-up sheet on the back table, and we will follow up with you. The book for this year's series is Living in the Light by Deepak Chopra. We have books available for $16, which is cheaper than you'll find on Amazon. So please stop by the cafe and pick up your copy today while supplies last.
And in conjunction with the Fall Faith, beginning next Sunday, you can join a small group. These groups, offered online and in person, create an opportunity for deeper dive into Sunday lessons and are a wonderful way to make new friends and deeper connections with others in our spiritual community.
And now let's speak our joint vision statement of the Unity Movement. A world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
Thank you, Ellis and Tony. Danny and Joseph got a little song called Cornerstone.
I cannot build a castle or bridge. I cannot build a tower to the sky. I cannot build the humblest home without a cornerstone. I walk the drift in this world. I cannot sail the infinite ocean. I cannot climb a mountain alone without a cornerstone. Something solid, something true, something never moving beneath me, something ancient, something new, on which I can rest completely. Yeah. Life ain't gonna stop and neither is the pain. Sometimes I get caught up in the rain, but my mind tries to take control again. The bumps and the bruises give me adrenaline. The path isn't known and I never had a plan, so I keep trying to get up with my own hands and my heart on my own and keep going back to my cornerstone. Something solid, something true, something never moving beneath me, something ancient, something new, on which I can rest completely. I cannot go where I've never been. I cannot do the work that is mine to do. I cannot climb that mountain alone without a cornerstone. I cannot know the meaning of home without a cornerstone.
Our reading today is from the beginning of the Torah, the story of Genesis, interpreted by a young Christian seminary student named Michelle Nicole Atencio. She starts off, "I'm non-binary," she says. You may ask, how does this reconcile with the verse, "They were created, male and female"? Well, the variety in God's creation emphasizes creativity as an artist. Genesis gives us several examples of this. God made the day and the night. This sounds binary, similar to male and female, right? Well, that isn't quite all we experience in 24 hours. Sunrises and sunsets do not yet fit into the binary of day and night. Yet the skies are painted with these two. On the second day, God separated the sky from the water. Seems like another binary. Yet the clouds hold water for us in the sky. The rain cycle refreshing the earth constantly. Indeed, the sky separate from the water, contains water. Then God said, "Let the waters under the sky be gathered into one place, and let the dry land appear." But this isn't the full story either. Consider the marshes, the swamps, the bogs and fens, not fully land, not fully waters. There is such glorious variety. Then it said, God created the great sea monsters and every winged bird of every kind. Yet we see creatures like the penguins, who have wings but do not fly, and walk and swim instead. And lastly, celestial bodies were created when God said, the great light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night, and then almost as a footnote, the stars. Of course, we know there is more than just the sun and the moon in outer space. There are planets, asteroids, black holes, and supernovas. Here ends the reading. I want to take a second today to lift up you for being here. To greet all my brothers and sisters and siblings here today, all my doubters, all my seekers, all my questioners, you who live in the in-betweens and the nevers been. I want to raise up you who take up space in your own uniqueness. You who make the world more beautiful with each passing day, with your intelligence and your love and your wisdom. I want you to hear from me today that you can take up space. That I support you in feeling safe and comfortable and powerful in your skin. Yes, I want to lift up you in particular because we've all got a little bit of smallness in our lives, a little bit of constriction. And thus, we've got to find ways to come out, to step up and step out, to not be so afraid to bring forward what is sacred in us, to come out of the hidey holes we make for ourselves. Yes, today I want to talk to you about the concept of love and how big it is, bigger than we could ever really fathom. I want to speak to you about being proud of who you are, respectful of yourself in your own in-betweennesses. I want to talk to you about what it really means to be a friend to yourself in your natural state, loving you as you are in the life you've made, mistakes, difficulties, and all, especially when you are experiencing shame about who you are. Let me tell you a parable. Once upon a time, there was a man who desperately wanted to be loved, to be seen, and to be liked. So he invited a new friend over, and he showed him his wall of trophies, displaying his academic accolades, all of his successes. The guest was impressed by this wall of amazingness, but there also was a stirring within him, a deep shame about his own failures. He became alienated, and he left. If only that guest had taken a little breath and searched a little longer, looked a little deeper, he would have seen that there was another wall, which was the wall of the host's vulnerabilities. His wall of sorrows, his wall of shames, his wall of his precious joys. The guest would have seen themselves in this wall, the wall of sorrows. The guest could have been a friend to this wall, could have loved those vulnerabilities, could have uplifted the host in all his beautiful uniqueness. In the man who owned the house, if only he had started with his wall of vulnerabilities. Instead, he directed his guest to his wall of accolades. He showed off all the ways he had been acceptable. But what he didn't know was that if he wanted to connect, he shouldn't have only shown the ways his life was easy and enjoyable. If he wanted to connect, he should have brought his friend to his wall of sorrows, his joys, his in-betweennesses, shown his messier, truer self. For whenever we want to be close, whenever we want to live well in community, our work is around opening up, coming out, and stepping up in our vulnerability. So step up, come out, be yourself in all your technicolor beauty. Love yourself in the ways that your life is different than those around you, different than what you thought it should be or what you think everyone thinks it should be. Now, I know that, of course, it's easy for me to just tell you to step up and be yourself, to come out, to be real, when really there are oftentimes real consequences to being yourself, especially when being yourself upsets a status quo. It has been profoundly unsafe and is unsafe for many people in our community to live authentically, to be proud and to be free, to be authentic and self-respecting. And oftentimes, as many of us know, these standards are doubled down in our faith communities. Because for so long there has been such an enforcement of binariness and duality in our churches and houses of faith. There are strict and restricting dogmas that tell us that we need to fence our spirits or dislike someone who's not like us, that we are to prove our devotion through meanness. And the pressure is profound. We all have felt it, either in our houses of faith or in society, when at first glance to hide often seems like the best option. Today, for example, there is a current war on our trans siblings, those who exist in the in-betweenness. And so today our reading and our message is rooted in something called queer theology. Queer theology encourages us, like our reading does, and like Buddhism does, to reject the myths of duality, to lift the veil of illusion and see that we all exist in in-betweenness, in a unique and beautiful humanity. Sometimes it feels so strong that it feels like the only way to be real is to be like the day or the night. It feels like we need to be things that are named clearly, like they're named clearly in the book. To just be the water or the land, which are separate and obvious. To be male or female, which are clean distinctions and are orderly. But here's a thought for you. What if opening chapters of Genesis were God's success wall? God, let's imagine, was trying to make a good first impression. Saying, look, I made a sky and a water, and they're tidy and they're saying, see how the night and the day, they just make sense. Saying, look at all the ways I fit the animals into their proper places. See how my man and my woman are anatomically and reproductively perfect. So maybe when we read the scriptures and search within them for images of ourselves, if we listen in between the lines of what is shown to us, if we take a look closer, that's how we become a friend to God. If our love is bigger and we look between the lines of what is shown to us, that's how we become the friend to God. When we walk this earth, if we search out and uplift the in-betweennesses, we are witnessing divine vulnerability. We are seeing like a friend would. And maybe if we lift up the unique and vulnerable parts of this incredible world, God, God's self, would weep like we would if we were to be known in the fullness of our multitudes. Let us be kindly guests here on earth then, witnessing the joy and the beauty, the vulnerability of the twilight, the thriftiness of the marshes and the penguins, the wild, sparkling imagination of outer space, noticing the aching sorrows of the tides and the explosive diversity of the earth and all of its creatures. So don't say there is no water for you to quench the thirst within your soul. The fountain is there amongst its scalloped green and gray stones. It is still there and is always there, with its quiet song and strange power to spring in us, up and out through the rock. So spring out. Spring up, be a friend to yourself and everyone around you by finding a love that is bigger than earthly labels. Walk this earth with an eye for the in-betweennesses, knowing that when you notice it, when you coax it out, when you praise it, you are stepping into the role of friend to all that is holy. Let us then enjoy the fullness, the multitude of ourselves, being all our own, loving and questioning and seeking out in ways that are unencumbered. And then we will be free. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Rose. I am right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am. Right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
I invite you to put your feet flat on the floor, your hands in your lap, close your eyes. I invite you to breathe deeply down into your belly, imagining that your belly is like a balloon filling with water. And when you breathe out, you can imagine there's a spout coming out of your heart space, pouring out of your heart. Don't say there is no water. Don't say there is no life for you, no love, no breath. Rooting down through your feet, noticing how the chair feels. I invite you to readjust ever so slightly to find some length in your spine. Maybe that just means turning your head left to right ever so slightly. Letting the corners of your lips turn up, as if to say, come in, love. Come into this room and be with us, that we might be kinder and lighter. Come in, love. Come in with each breath and pour out with each breath. I invite you to put your hand over your heart. Saying to yourself, may I be free from suffering. Saying to yourself, may I be free from harm. Saying to yourself, may I be free. Saying, come in, love. Show me how big you are. Show me how powerful and clear, how beautiful. Come in, love. Teach me. Teach me to be more like you. Remembering your breath. Remembering to sit up just a little bit higher. I invite you to envision yourself within a room of people who, like you, are seeking to better themselves, to open their hearts, to become more kind, more wise. Envision yourself held in this greater love. And as you breathe, I invite you to open your heart to it. Imagining a world where we care for one another. Imagine a world that is more human, that is organized around life itself, all things green and wiggling. Notice the way your hands feel on your chest. Give yourself a pat. Hold your own hand. Squeeze your hands together. Take a moment to just love on yourself a little bit. Squeezing your own arms, giving yourself a hug. This is something we did in COVID every week in church when everyone needed affection. Remembering that we can love ourselves and that our love of ourselves is one of the most profound and powerful loves there is. That if no one else got you, you got you. That the all-abundant love has got you and that you can tap into that at any moment. I invite you to rest your hands in your lap in a space of openness, ready to receive, ready to be loved, letting the corners of your lips turn up again. We ask love to come in, that we might be a self that is true, that we might carry other people as their true selves as well, that our world will be washed with an everlasting peace, and that we may be free.
And now is the time in our service when we bless our gifts, our tithes, our time, and our talents. So whether you're giving in person here on the room, if you're using text to give, and those that are watching online, we bless each and every one of you. And thank you for being a part of that spiritual law of giving and receiving. So I invite you to hold that gift in your hand, in your heart, and join with me in affirming our offering statement. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and I am joy-filled and grateful. So it is.
When you're down and trouble and you need a helping hand, nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me. Soon I will be there. Brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know whenever I am, I'll come running. Yes, I will. Ooh, baby, to see you again. I don't care what it is, winter, spring, summer, or fall. All you gotta do is call, and Daddy will be there, baby. And I'll be right there. Yeah, you've got a friend. Yes, you do now. You got a friend. Tell him, Joseph. The sky above you seems dark and full of clouds, and that old northern wind begins to blow. Yeah. You gotta keep your head together and call my name out loud. Yeah. And soon I'll be knocking at your door. Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. I don't care what it is, baby. I don't care what it is. It can winter, spring, summer, fall, baby. All you gotta do is call, and I'll be right there. You got a friend. Ain't it good to know that you got a friend? When people can be so cruel, they can hurt you, they'll desert you, they will take your soul if you let them. Joseph, son, don't let them, son, don't let them. No, 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 no. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running. Yes, I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Oh, girl, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be right there. You got a friend. Hey, I'm your friend, baby. You know you got a friend. I'm your friend. I'm your friend, baby. You got a friend. I'm your friend, baby. You got a friend. Yeah, yeah. You got a friend.
Danny and Joseph Cox, you got a friend always at UCOP. Thank you both so very much. As well as Reverend Fred and his fantastic UCOP band, every single week. And Reverend Rose, thank you so much for being with us today. A wonderful message and meditation. Come back soon, all right? All right, this month we have been honoring the volunteer team that is our sanctuary setup and tear down crew. But those of us that are here earlier in the morning to prepare in our own ways, we get to witness these folks that just take an empty room other than the chairs and just make all this magic happen. And then they stay after and take it all back to where it belongs. So if you are on the sanctuary team, please rise so that we can honor you one more time this month. All right, just a few quick reminders. We've been speaking the last couple of Sundays that we have boogie boards, which are writing instruments, sort of like the old Etch-a-Sketch without having to shake them, like Reverend Jackie said last week. And this is to enable the communication for those of us who are hearing with those in our community that are deaf, and so that we can have that communication in addition to the wonderful support that our ASL interpreters help us with every week. So those boogie boards are back on the prayer table. Ruth Ann is holding them up for you there, so feel free to grab one if you would like. Also, purchase your Fall Faith books. As we said in the announcements, Lona Davis will be at a table out in the cafe. The books are there, $16, and we're getting geared up for Fall Faith in just a few weeks. We're going to kick that off. And so while you're out in the cafe too, please enjoy some refreshments. There are some goodies out there, and so some time of community and further connection with one another. So join with me now, if you would, in speaking from the heart. Reverend Rose opened our hearts beautifully this morning with her meditation. Let's go right back to that space as we share these words together. The mission statement of this community. Unity Church of Overland Park transforms lives and empowers people to make a difference in the world. So come back next week, invite your family and friends. Reverend Jackie will be back. We're going to team together, and this time I'll be offering the lesson. It is titled Manifesting a Healthy Life, so please look forward to joining with you then. And so I'm not sure if someone could, Ruth Ann, could you check please to see if the kids, if we have children back there so we can welcome them in? Are they ready to, looks like they're ready, I'm not sure. I don't know how to tap dance. I'm going to learn how to tap dance. Here are the kids welcoming the kids.
Friends. We have Asa, Emily, and Cameron this morning, and today we talked about world peace. So Asa has created what she thinks world peace looks like. Can you show everybody? Can you turn around? Show. Thank you, baby. Thank you, Laura. So that's what we have for this morning. We are still looking for volunteers, for anybody who would like to help with children's services. Thank you so much. Do you guys want to help me clean up some more?
Let's all stand and sing our closing song. I see joy, I see peace, I see goodness surrounding me. I see love in every breath I breathe. I see God in everything. I see happiness, I see freedom. I see beauty that lives in me. I see perfection in what I breathe. I see God in it. I feel joy. Goodness surrounding me. I choose love in every breath I breathe.
week, I invite you to look for how you can be a friend to God, finding that love that is bigger than you ever could have imagined.
And let's join together now in speaking our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a wonderful week, everybody.